Hi there, and welcome to Digital Skills. My name is Christina Millard, and I am the instructor for this course. I'm so excited to be working through Photoshop with you guys and finishing out this course. Today, we're going to take a little bit of time and kind of jump right in. So, hopefully you are already sort of familiar with Blackboard, but if you're not, take a moment to kind of look around. First things first, make sure you complete your attendance module. This helps us make sure that you are in attendance. After that, just kind of go through these little tabs and you can kind of see what's in them. And our home page is kind of what we have right here. This will have all your tasks, any announcements, and any things that are coming up. On the information tab is a little bit about me and ways to contact me and get set up with any office hours or anything like that. Content is where you're going to find all of the content for this course. As new modules become available, you'll be able to work through them and finish them out at your own pace. This class is asynchronous, so it's going to be online, and you just have to make sure that you hand everything in on the due dates. There are also some other great little tools over here, but what we're going to talk about today is the syllabus, which you can find right over here. I'm going to just show you the syllabus that I have already downloaded, and we can kind of walk through that. So as I said before, welcome to Digital Skills. This is an asynchronous course that will be online only. I'll be teaching through video and through some reading activities. But if at any point you come across any questions or you're just not really sure about something, feel free to reach out to me on my email address and I will get back to you and help you as best as I can. So like I said, this is the course description for this is you're going to learn some graphic design software, mainly Photoshop. And you'll learn how to make various projects and all sorts of good stuff like that. This is counting for 3 studio hours. Once you're done with this course, you should be able to understand the basic tools of Photoshop and be able to create digital content in there. In addition, we want you to design and construct projects that display a quality art and digital craftsmanship. This is so important when you get to working with Photoshop, is making sure that you have great craftsmanship. You'll also be able to develop a digital art vocabulary and critique skills. The required text for this class is Adobe Photoshop Classroom and a book. You can find this in the bookstore. Make sure that you get the 2021 release. We will be working directly out of this book, so make sure you get this as soon as possible so that you have it available for your projects. The general outcomes for the art department are pretty much the same across the board. In general, at Tech, in the art department, we want you to be able to communicate effectively, think critically about your work and your projects as you kind of go through them. We want you to develop ethical perspectives. This is especially important in Photoshop, where there are so many ways you can go against that. We want you to apply scientific and quantitative reasoning, demonstrate knowledge of the arts and humanities, and understand wellness concepts, especially as you're working behind a computer and working sitting down most of the time. So we want to make sure you're doing that well. As you enter into this course, one of the main things is that you are considered a professional. Once you start this course, you are pretty much considered a professional, and you're expected to demonstrate those work habits. We want you to make sure that you're meeting deadlines, managing your time, and being very clear and thoughtful in your written responses. This is really important for an online class like this because it's pretty much going at your pace. So you have to be able to take the ball and run with it. So make sure that you're getting on Blackboard, checking your due dates, doing your work as you're needing to do, and you're fully engaged in this class. I hope that you'll demonstrate your personal commitment to this and an investment in your work being done. Mainly, we just want you to do a lot of making and find your own voice. So as this says, you have to have a responsibility to make sure you're checking your email and your Blackboard every single day. In this class, there are several projects due, and they're due one right after the other. So there won't be a time that there won't be something up on Blackboard. So make sure you keep an eye on that so you can be successful. Attendance is mandatory for this success and is considered as part of the professionalism element of your final grade. This class, like we said before, we're teaching you Adobe Photoshop. So Photoshop is a required supply in addition to your textbook. Most of the computer labs on the campus, you can get into Photoshop. But if for some reason you're unable to utilize a computer on campus, you should be able to work with a reasonably current version of Photoshop, either on your home or where you are. Unfortunately, we do not supply you with remote access to Photoshop on your computer. This may mean that you might have to pay for a student Photoshop subscription. You can just go on to adobe.com and find a subscription there. Either way, it's your responsibility to make sure that you have regular access to Photoshop. This is a required part of the class. I think that most of the time you can find a student subscription online for anywhere from $20 to $30 a month. But in addition to that, Photoshop, make sure you have a machine that can run it. Whether you work on a Mac or on a PC, make sure that your computer is strong enough to be able to run Photoshop and run it well. The last thing you want is to get into Photoshop and have your computer crash or something like that. So these are very, very important for you to be able to be successful in this class. If you don't have Photoshop, then you won't be able to do the projects needed. Okay. Participation. Participation in this course is crucial. You will not be able to complete this course without participating regularly, whether it be in discussion, feedback, working, thinking about your work, thinking about the other work that's there. You're going to have to participate in every piece of this. If you don't, it's just you're not going to be as successful. All of the projects and assignments are graded on Blackboard. So if you don't submit them, you'll get a 0. If you submit them late, they're normally penalized 1 full letter grade, which is pretty hefty. So make sure that you're handing those in on time. Now, I understand that sometimes there are extenuating circumstances, please reach out to me and I will be more than happy to discuss it with you and see what the next steps will be. The late penalty is applied before any of the grade on quality of work. So you want to give yourself the best chance possible to get the best grade by handing it in on time. And no late work will be accepted on or after the reading day, which is the last day. So the main part of this evaluation too is we want to see that there is growth in what you're doing. So if you come into this class and you have not had very much experience with it or something like that, the main thing is that we want you to grow in this class and learn in this class, and have effort and time for doing your things. So your final grade will really take into consideration that also, in addition to your projects and assignments. Below you'll find the grading system that we use here. It's pretty normal for what you would find in any class. Attendance is required online and is monitored through the participation in discussion boards and weekly assignments. Each week you'll have assignments with deadlines, and turning in your assignment or participating in the discussion will count as your attendance. So they're counting for two things there. So make sure that you're handing in your things on time and that you're logging in when you're supposed to. Because this is an online course that's asynchronous, any holidays that fall during the course are not really considered days off. You may have assignments that are due on holidays. If there are assignments that are due on holidays, excuse me, if you cannot get them done on that day, get them done a little bit earlier. You'll have access to them, so you'll be able to get in there and get them done, and just use your time management skills as best as you can to get those done. Like I said, check Blackboard all the time to make sure you don't miss on any assignments that are happening. In addition, Blackboard also has all the assignments for the whole semester, so you'll be able to look and see what's coming up. Okay, academic integrity. So academic integrity refers to the various categories of inappropriate academic behavior with respect to a course. Now, this doesn't happen a whole lot with art, but it can. Some examples of this could be using somebody else's photo, using somebody else's art, copying somebody else's art. There are definitely examples that this can happen in an art setting, especially with something like Photoshop. So please refrain from doing that. We do take this very seriously, and if we do find this, then we will be talking about it. All right, student needs. If you face any challenges that could affect your performance in a class, definitely reach out to the ATU local resources, and they can give you some support in things that you may need. Also contact the Office of the Vice President for Student Services, and they'll be happy to help you out with whatever you may need. Arkansas Tech does not discriminate against anybody on the basis of color, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, etc. So if you at any time feel like this is a problem for you, you're more than welcome to reach out to the ATU, and we do take this very seriously. Although this is an online course, you may end up going into the studio, into the building. There are some times for Norman Hall that you can go in there and get on the computer. Just know that you want to make sure that there's somebody present with you, and failure to follow the rules as posted may result in lab privileges being revoked. All right. A statement of disabilities. My goal is to create a learning environment that is usable and equitable and inclusive and welcoming. If at any point you feel that there are any barriers to this, please meet with me. I'll be happy to talk you through your concerns, or you can even reach out to the disability services, and they'll be able to help you out with whatever you may need. If you feel like you have something that's going to impair your ability to do your class, make sure you reach out to them soon, and they will be able to help you out and accommodate you. There are some accessibility policies available. This doesn't really pertain to this class as much because it's an online class, but if you need any accommodation due to disability, you can contact the disability services in the ATU office. There are some COVID-19 considerations. This also shouldn't be too much of a problem for us since we're going to be doing this on an online class. But if you do have any COVID-19 concerns, please read through this or reach out to the Health and Wellness Center of ATU. AI policy. There are so many AI tools out there right now, like ChatGPT. There are some generative AI tools that do some amazing things. In this course, although we're not really seeing that we're going to need it very much, or that it's going to come into play, we are not going to permit that in this course. In this course, I want this to be 100% your work. So, if I see that you have used AI, there will be some pretty serious repercussions, and the use of any AI tools constitute academic dishonesty, and you could face some pretty serious things. So let's not do that. Let's make sure that we're using only our artwork for this. All right, the last thing here is your course outline. So this is going to give you a pretty good overview of what we're going to do each week, what we're planning to do, and when it's due. You'll also be able to find where this is in your folders. Your folders you'll be able to find in your content right here. You'll be able to find it right in there. As you can see, class orientation, that'll be your first one. So this will give you a pretty good overview of what you need to do. That way you don't miss anything and everything gets done. Now, I do reserve the right for flexibility, especially as we kind of move through these projects. Some of them may change as individual and class needs dictate, or if I find something that I feel like will help you move better through this course or give you something like a really cool project, I may change some of these out. I'm going to reserve the right to do that, but I will make sure that you know ahead of time so that you're not caught off guard. Most of the due dates will pretty much stay the same, but the projects may change. But again, I'm going to give you lots of notice about that so you'll know when that's going to happen. Okay, so now that we're done kind of talking through this syllabus, the next part of your project or of your day is to go in and take the syllabus test. So if you go here into content and hit class orientation, it's going to give you a little bit of everything. So first things first, you're going to complete your federal attendance module. There's your syllabus. There's our syllabus talk from today. And then you're going to go ahead and take your syllabus test. This is going to be super duper easy as long as you've watched this video, or if you have your syllabus with you, you're more than welcome to refer back to it to complete this test. And that'll be all today. So good luck with that. And I'm excited about this class. Can't wait to see what happens. And I'll be talking to you soon. Goodbye.